welcome back everyone to the next day. It's day 2 of our trip to Shillong. It's 2nd of October 2021. As you can see, yesterday I was being perhaps a bit too brave, and in morning nature decided to show me it can be pretty cold as well. It's 17 degrees right now. We have woken up at 5 am to see the sunrise. It's around 5:30 am right now. The sunrise view from this point was lovely, which I am sure you have seen by now in the time lapse. So now we'll have some tea and coffee, get ready, and then leave for Doki and the rest of the day at 7:30 am. It's 7:20 am right now, and we are all set to leave for Doki too. Our car has arrived downstairs and will leave in a few minutes. So we have left for Doki. Mr. Polar took quite some time for his bowel movements, but he's finally with us, all set to go. It's not as sunny yet like yesterday. We are keeping our fingers crossed so that we get to see the clear water in Doki Lake. Since some construction work is going on the road in Doki, Hussein Das said that we are not always getting clear water there these days. Let's hope for the best. Another interesting thing which we saw here was local people are allotted community duties to clean up the neighborhood. By the time I switched on the camera, we had passed. I'll show it to you if we get any more people cleaning up further down the road. So this is a beautiful concept, and it is one of the major reasons why the neighborhood here is so clean. Doki Lake is approximately 89 kilometers from our hotel, and the time it takes to reach Doki is around 2.5 hours. People are doing community service here. What I was telling you, see, they are cleaning the side of the roads. Even small kids have come out and they are cleaning their neighborhood along with the adults. This is such a good practice they are being taught right from childhood. We have stopped for a fuel break here. The price of petrol here is 97.57 and the price of diesel is how much? It's 89.4. So we did a fuel up of 2000 rupees and now we'll move forward in our way again. Camera won't do justice to what we are witnessing with our eyes right now. Our car is traveling through the clouds with landscapes changing with every passing second. The journey couldn't have been more enjoyable perhaps. have stopped at a viewpoint. The name is really difficult to pronounce, but I'll show you the board when I go near. We'll also have a breakfast here probably. Let's see. So, Ishani putting car mirror to good use. So this is how the gang has decked up today. This is the name of the viewpoint I was mentioning. See, the clouds are moving through the hills. That's our car parked over there. At this viewpoint is ₹20 for adult and ₹10 for children. Shooting with camera or mobile is free. This is the view that we are getting from the top of the viewpoint. As you can see, guys are busy at the back clicking photos. So the typical breakfast was not up to the mark, so we are just picking up some snacks and it has started raining, so I'll go towards the car. All of a sudden it started raining and now we'll leave from here and proceed towards Dauki. Left from the viewpoint and we are proceeding towards Dauki. The weather has turned rainy, but it's a different kind. It has a different kind of a charm to it. And Bhola is trying to gather some wings. As you can see, he has picked up a Red Bull, and we also picked up some other snacks which they are having. Dauki Lake is around 60 more kilometers from here. It should take us 1 hour, as Hussein Bhaiya said. So we'll meet you again there. We are passing through a small town called Painusala right now. Dauki is now 39 kilometers from here. Even in these areas, you can see some kashful growing. Just like that, all of a sudden, it has started raining cats and dogs. On the way, we are passing through numerous small villages of Meghalaya. The villages here are really cute and clean. The people here are really hardworking. You can see an abundance of supari trees. Supari is kind of a fruit we know, you must be knowing, which is used in crushed form along with betel leaves. So we have finally reached Dauki Lake, but to our bad luck, since we got quite a bit of rain, the water is not as clear as we are used to see in the photos. So that is the bridge where we went. You can see on both sides of the river from there. That side where people are accumulated, that is the side of Bangladesh. Those are basically Bangladeshi tourists who have come to see the river. And see, people are boating in the river. So it is quite a steep climb down to the lake. Here is the ticket counter and the boats are standing there. So finally we have reached Dauki after this steep climb. in spite of a little bit of rain, we decided to finally do the boating here. It will take us about 1 hour and the price is 1200 bucks. So we have sat on the boat. Srijita, look back. Srijita and Pola are a little bit worried, but I am sure we'll enjoy the experience. We are just hoping it doesn't rain for the next 1 hour. Pola, how are you feeling?
Scary.
It's a bit scary, right? The only sad part is the water is not as clear as we had hoped for all along while planning this trip. But anyway, there are certain things which are beyond your control, and it's best to enjoy what we have at the moment. Those people are reminding me of the Fevikwik ad which used to come when we were children. See, they're sitting in multiple levels and fishing, nothing to care for in the world. Humidity in the lakeside is quite high. Other than that, it's a really enjoyable experience. Towards our left is one of the points of this boating trip. It's called Rock Island. As you can see, this bank is completely made up of large size boulders, hence it's called Rock Island. People selling alcohol here, and they are cooling the cold drink bottle by placing it in a kind of tub they have created because the water here is really cold. Got down at Rock Island and it's raining again. The weather here really changes every minute. Here's Ishani. Finally our umbrellas are out. Bhola there with his brand new umbrella trying to get some aesthetic shots of the river, and Srijita over there taking a walk down the bank. Our boatman has given us around 10 to 15 minutes here. After that we'll go for the other viewpoints of this river. We are going back towards our boat after spending a few minutes in Rock Island. See the quality of Jugadu Indians. Natural fridge. So we are returning back from Rock Island. There is a point towards the Bangladesh border called the 0 point. After seeing that, we'll go back to our original dock. This side of the river is known as 0 point. It is basically part of Bangladesh. We'll be taking a U-turn and going back to that side from where we came. You can see it's almost party vibes behind me at the Bangladesh side of the river. So Srijita got really excited seeing Bangladesh. What was your expression like, Srijita?
Wow, awesome লাগছে Josh. Wow লাগতেছে wow.
So although we were initially sad because we didn't get to see the clear water of the Oki River, but all in all it was a great experience. We enjoyed it thoroughly. Now we'll move on to the next spot, which is Living Root Bridge. Getting down from the boat on our way to Kundangril, there's a Living Root Bridge there, which is comparatively less explored as compared to the other popular ones. It is about 13 kilometers from Doki River and will take us 32 minutes as per Google Map. So, according to Google Map, we are supposed to continue on this road for another 1.9 kilometers. But we are not getting much confidence seeing that it is a totally mud road and with all the slush filled areas. So Husenda is going to ask some of the locals who are there whether any Living Root Bridge is here or not before we embark on any sort of adventure which turns into misadventure. It's better to be safe than sorry. The bridge is about 1.5 kilometers in this direction, the road which I showed to you. It will take us about 15 to 20 minutes. So now we'll start hiking down the road and let's see if we can find the bridge. This is turning out to be an epic adventure. We didn't get any scope of even having breakfast till now. Our original plan was to have a brunch while returning from this place, but right now it seems an endless walk. This is the only company we got till now. We took help from a local who is showing us the way out. There were some bifurcations and we got confused. He told us that it will take us 5-6 minutes from here. Hopefully we got him to help us out. We missed the turn. He was in his home, he came barefoot only to show us the right way. Okay, so this is the place where we saw the hens. Probably we'll have to take a turn somewhere from here. Oh my god, this is fucking scary, guys. Look at this route. We can see some steps which are going down. So yeah, let's see. I'll keep the camera inside and go down and let's see what we find. Hear the gurgling sound of water from far away. This place is completely surrounded by trees. So we are gradually and slowly tiptoeing towards our goal. So as you can see, the road down there is really steep and it's filled with algae. So yeah, we are calling it quits, keeping our safety in mind. Though my shoes were gripping okay, but Ishani and Bhola and to an extent Srijita also were losing grip, and we decided there was no point in taking unnecessary risk. So yeah, we'll be going back. Feeling a bit disappointed that we didn't get to see the Living Root Bridge after coming so close, but anyway, better to be safe and visit again rather than any sort of misadventure happening. So the thing about Living Root Bridge is there is no actually particular bridge which is known as the Living Root Bridge. The UNESCO World Heritage Site is actually kind of like the Sundarbans. It is not famous for any particular Sundari tree, but just because of the entire feature of the area. Similarly, all over Meghalaya and places of Cherrapunji, Shillong, there are multiple places where trees have created a natural bridge across two points over a water body, and they have been termed as Living Root Bridge. Usually the most popular one is the double decker bridge, which is near Cherrapunji. But we decided to explore this lesser known bridge, which we thought will be better because it doesn't attract much tourist attention. But on the downside, the roads were totally slippery since it's not frequently used, and hence our journey to see the Living Root Bridge unfortunately comes to an end here. Hopefully next time when we visit, we'll get to explore the bridge. Perspiring like anything after getting down and going up. 40 p.m. right now. Husenda is reversing our car, then we'll head back. On the way we'll take lunch somewhere, we'll go for lunch, and then we'll head back to the hotel. It started raining again, so all in all the decision to not go further down turned out to be a wise one in the end, as it would have been further risky had we gone down the slippery slope. Entered a local restaurant to have some khasi food as lunch. It's raining outside still now, rather drizzling. Let's see, we'll have some food and then we'll return back to hotel. All these tired faces eagerly waiting for the food to arrive. We have entered a small cozy restaurant. 4:30 p.m. right now, and we are gradually returning back to our room. Look at this weather. Totally touched by fog. Look at those sunset colors. In between, we stopped for a few minutes at a place to click some photos, and now we are going towards our hotel. But before that, we'll be going towards Police Bazaar. It's 5:50 p.m. right now, and we are stuck in a long traffic jam while entering the city. These are rush hours, and it will take us some time before we can reach Police Bazaar. It's 7:30 p.m. right now, and finally we came back to the room and freshened up. We did some shopping in the Police Bazaar area while returning. The day was a hectic one, but it was really enjoyable. And with that, day 2 of our trip comes to an end. Tomorrow we have another exciting day lined up. We'll visit Lightroom, and what is the other place we'll be visiting? Krangshuri. So these two places we'll be visiting tomorrow. So I'll see you again tomorrow. Till then, good night. Bye bye.